This is your WWV news of a Friday morning. Now, I think we all know what is going on around the world. The so-called hantavirus archipelagi thing, which, it's a bit like a deja vu of something of 6 years ago. And it just came out of a film which I saw last night, the same script, Contagion. Now, there was a lot of talk about 6 years ago the so-called Wuhan biological laboratory, which this so-called thing leaked out from. First they said it was an animal and blah, blah, blah. And ever since the special military operations started around about 4 years ago in Ukraine, which is a NATO war against Russia, let's get the record straight, it's got nothing to do with democracy or whatever. When the Russians were advancing in various Ukraine regions, obviously they knew they had encountered biological laboratories which were clandestine funded American and NATO facilities of level 4. And the Russians found various things, samples of the COVID vaccine, strange, another type of pathogens of other traces of other entities which they never specified. It goes to show even though the West don't officially or have secret facilities around the world, Europe mainly, which is disguised as a pharmaceutical research lab, which is probably the usual cover-up for it, civilian use. Well, it's all military stuff, it is. Biowarfare, it's called. Now, in the last few days, there was a congressional hearing about these biolabs, and Nancy Newland at that time saying, if the Russians would use these things to leak something out on the West. No, it's the other way round. If NATO, with their proxy Ukrainians, would do a certain thing, they already. So we could even, there was a threat of a dirty radioactive bomb and so on. And if you go and see how many Western pharmaceuticals they've got facilities in Ukraine, it's absolutely amazing. It's all biological warfare, basically, what they're doing. Even all chemical weapons or whatever, which it goes against the Geneva Convention regarding these things, or any other international treaties, but, everyone violates it. They have something in their cupboards anyway. And these projects were funded by American taxpayers. They say, God knows how many of these facilities were there. And God knows what other type of pathogens they were messing around. But mind you, it doesn't exclude, even in the West, in some secret laboratory, which is disguised as a pharmaceutical facility, which has certain protocols of high levels of security, try to keep much as possible. A thing which they do inside doesn't go outside, which it could have been a case of allergy. Well, it was so perfect genetically when they analysed it, as they say. And regarding the hantavirus, in 2021, a small sample will smuggled out of a facility or disappear. These are probably intentional outbreaks on the civilian population. And obviously, when there was a pandemic, the $1 million into these things begin to magically appear. It's all money-making scheme like in defence, really. And I don't think the American authorities will ever come clean what they were actually doing, because it's all under Top Secret Officials Act, basically. They probably were messing around with dangerous stuff, especially in Ukraine. Why not? If it outbreaks there, you kill people there, not civilians in America. If there was a facility nearby in the innocence of a civilian population. And it's a better way, you know, to hide certain things in this case. And also Anthony Fauci, who gave him a function when he was called to testify in front of a Congress. That scumbag only just lied and lied and lied about everything. Not regarding even the virus itself, pandemic 6 years ago. It wasn't real scientific information. It was all made up for a test run for something more obscure in the future than one to pull off on civilian populations around the world, globally speaking.